The following portion of Good Day PA is sponsored by Revolutionary Valley Tourism Bureau. Just north of Boston, you'll find Revolutionary Valley. It is where America's story began. This is where the first shots of the revolution were fired in Lexington and Concord. Today, the 21 cities and towns are alive with history, food, festivals, and innovation. Revolutionary Valley is an easy road trip for families from here in Pennsylvania. Brian Bradbury is joining us this morning to share more about the area and what we can experience when we visit. Can you first talk about just how far are you from Pennsylvania?
We're about 6.5 hours, depending on where you're coming from. But I made the drive recently. It's a great drive. I recommend it just for the scenery alone, going through so many great states.
Especially in this fall season, it must be so beautiful.
Yeah, where I live, the foliage it's starting to change already. It's absolutely beautiful.
That's so nice. Let's talk history. I mentioned that is a big deal up there. It's where America's story began. So this is a great place for history buffs, but not history buffs too.
It really is. I mean, if you're a history buff and you want to see where our country really started, I mean, Lexington, the first battles on the battle green, every April 19th, there's a reenactment that has to be seen to believe. You get the chills just watching it happen. And then the battles of the Old North Bridge in Concord right next door, the path where Paul Revere made his famous ride. There's so much history there alone, but then there is the literary history because in that area you have Louisa May Alcott, who wrote Little Women, and Henry David Thoreau and Ralph Waldo Emerson. Of course, Walden Pond with Henry David Thoreau is breathtaking.
I want to ask about another area, Lowell, and it's celebrating its 200th anniversary. What is significant about that city?
Sure. I have a deep passion for Lowell. My great-great-grandparents came from Ireland to Lowell back in the 1800s. So Lowell is the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. So industry started there. That's where they first began manufacturing clothing in mass with the use of the Merrimack River. And it is celebrating its bicentennial next year. City manager Tom Golden has been working feverishly on plans that will go on throughout the whole year. So it's not just one event. We'll kick off later this year with some events, and then early in March, and then it'll go all year round with different events, just celebrating the history of the city, the history of the textile industry, and all of the great things that have happened there.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. And also so much fun. We love festivals here in the Mid-State. We have a lot of them, and I understand that you have a lot of them too, and it really brings people together. Tell me about those.
It really does. We said you can come anytime during the summer, and there is a festival every single weekend in the Revolutionary Valley. The biggest of which is the third week in July every year is the Lowell Folk Festival, which is one of the largest free folk festivals in the nation. It draws people from everywhere across the country, and there is normally 5 or 6 stages set up around the city. There's always music playing, everyone dancing in the streets. And again, it's a free folk festival, so you're not paying to see some amazing acts.
Earlier, we talked just a little bit about foliage, and you're seeing that change. So if that's what we're after, we love the outdoors. Where do you recommend we go for that?
So you really want to drive, and this is self-serving, but I have to say, you really want to take a drive through the Revolutionary Valley, starting, probably right outside of it in Arlington or Woburn, and drive right through Lexington and Concord. The scenery is always gorgeous. You could come any time of year. I'm talking the middle of winter, and this is a winter wonderland. But as the leaves start changing, which they're doing right now, it's just a kaleidoscope of beauty.
So where do we get all of this information and plan our visit?
Sure. So I recommend going to revolutionaryvalley.org to see a lot of the great assets that we have here. Our website is actually relaunching in just a couple of weeks because we've recently gone through a rebranding. Revolutionary Valley is our new name. We were formerly the Greater Merrimack Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. So we're in the middle of that changeover, so there's a little bit of confusion there, but we are still one of the 16 tourism districts under the Massachusetts Office of Tourism, which you can always go to visitma.com for more information across what's happening in the state, which is it's packed full of information. We have a lot of great things happening.
Oh, neat. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. The previous portion of Good Day PA was sponsored by the Revolutionary Valley Tourism Bureau.